Hello, I'm Skip Yolberg, Chief Executive Officer of Grant Memorial Hospital.
We are excited to serve you with our newly renovated private inpatient rooms, comprehensive rehabilitation services, state-of-the-art imaging suite including 3D mammography, the only mother-infant care center in the Potomac Highland region, specialized clinics such as orthopedics and general surgery, and now our new infusion and cancer center in partnership with WVU Cancer Institute. To all our friends, thank you for choosing Grant Memorial Hospital.
Welcome once again to another episode of Explore Grant County. And this is part of our election coverage that we are doing. And I am honored to have a special guest with me here this afternoon. Wes Alexander, how you doing?
All right, sir, thank you.
And you are running for?
Grant County Commissioner.
Okay, Grant County Commissioner. So I'm assuming that you live in Grant County since you're running for Grant County Commissioner. It's a pretty good assumption, right?
Yes, sir.
So what prompted you to run for commissioner?
Well, I've always kind of been a servant of Grant County. I was started out as a fireman when I was 18 years old in Maysville, and I was kind of off and on, over the years, 17 years to be exact, and just kind of like serving the people. So,
Yeah.
and good with budget and numbers and stuff like that, and I figured maybe I could help make a difference.
That's a great answer. I've told my lifeguards this because I do the pool, and I've told them, I'm like, there's no greater opening of doors than serving the community, because that always gets recognized.
Oh, yeah.
And when you serve the community, because I'm trying to get them ready for life. I'm like, if you serve the community, you don't know what jobs might open, because someone's like, oh, I remember they were down there doing whatever.
Yeah.
And like, hey, he's a good kid. Let's hire him.
Yeah.
So serving the community is definitely a plus. So what are you running as? Independent, Republican, Democrat?
Republican candidate, yes.
Okay. So this is one of the tough questions. This is where we get into the, I'm going to grill you hard and make you, wish that you never did this interview. I'm just kidding.
The meat and potatoes.
Yeah. But what do you think your biggest strength is that will help the county?
Well, truthfully, I feel that I'm very good with numbers. I'm very good with people. So budgeting, I do a lot of budgeting at work, and of course, I'm a manager, and I manage people and stuff. So I try to be really good with people. That, and I just like I said, with the community service and stuff, I've been there. I know what people want, and I listen to people, and I try to get information from people. I take judgments from other people, not judgments, but I take ideas from other people and stuff, and I stick everything together, and it seems like whatever the majority of the people want is basically how you go about doing things.
Okay.
And it just kind of you make your own assessments after that. But the biggest thing is listening to the people.
That is a tough skill. And what's making me better at it is actually doing these interviews.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you want to interject so much, and it's like, okay, no, I have to let
you gotta
let
let
finish
them
their thought.
You gotta let them finish their thought, because when they get it off their mind and they put it out there with somebody, they want somebody that's going to listen to them. That's just how I feel. That's how I feel, that how I was, and that's one of the reasons why I'm running, because I want people to know that they can come to me and their opinion will be heard and voiced. So, that's just how I feel about it.
Okay. On the flip side of that, what do you think your biggest weakness is that will be like, man, I'm going to have to work on this one in this position?
Learning to be a politician.
I don't think not being a politician is a bad thing, though.
No, it's a good thing. It's really a good thing, and the thing about it is learning in places where I'm going to be, and if I get elected, learning places I'm going to be in, like the office and stuff like that, what I'm going to have to do here and what I'm going to have to do here, and putting the pieces of the puzzle together. That's going to be my biggest weakness, because it's like anything else. It's going to take a little bit of time to get around to where you know your way around like what's going on. So
That learning curve.
yes,
Okay.
yeah.
What is one of the major issues that you kind of see Grant County needs to address?
Well, kind of in a way, I've been a lot of places around the country, and seeing Grant County, we have a lot of good things here. Really, don't really see any major issues. It's just things maybe that need addressed and cleaned up. And it's almost kind of like once you get in there and you see what's going on, then we'll address them problems and go from there. Because, I mean, it's if I was to come out and tell you, hey, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, then what if I don't? I mean, then that puts me at looking like I didn't fulfill my promise to the people. So, I mean, the thing is getting in there, finding out what's going on, then fixing the problems and going from there. Okay. That's just how I feel about it.
Something that just happened here recently was the CEO of the hospital has retired, and we have an interim CEO. So obviously, they're going to have to fill that position at some point in time. I don't know if they'll get it filled before the election or after the election, but let's just say they don't get it filled permanently before the election. What's something that you would look for in a new CEO for Grant Memorial Hospital?
Well, if I was involved in hiring a new CEO, the first thing I would look is his business skills, because the hospital is a business and it needs to be run like a business. Your nurses, your doctors, everybody needs to be paid accordingly. If we have traveling nurses or anything like that, or traveling CNAs or whatnot, they need to be paid accordingly, but we need to keep in mind that our people here at home too need to be paid accordingly. But that new CEO, if he is hired, when he is hired, that's one of the things he needs to be aware of is his budgeting and everything, because like I said, it needs to be run like a business, and we need to make sure that the money coming in, the money going out and everything else, and the people is getting paid accordingly and correctly.
Which brings me to, since you said traveling nurses and things like that, is there a way, because my understanding, and you always can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, so that's fine, but my understanding is traveling nurses make a far bigger paycheck than nurses that are hired as full-time employees. Is there a way that maybe we can get now I know there's a great need for nurses, but is there a way we can get away from traveling nurses and maybe up the pay of nurses here to attract them locally and keep them locally full time instead of as travelers? And that goes for CNAs also.
That would definitely be a job that would be tasked by the new CEO, because for the simple fact is, I mean, if he's doing the numbers and he's doing the budgeting and he's doing everything the way he needs to be doing it, then if they can pay traveling nurses, I mean, here in Grant County, if they can pay traveling nurses, let's just say $50 an hour, if they could pay them that, and they're only paying the nurses that's here now, if they're paying them, let's say $25, okay, how are we justifying that that's better than paying them more than paying our hometown people less, that's paying taxes back into the county, which would come back around, for the county's benefit? I mean, if we're sending our business out of town, that's not good business practice.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, we need to definitely look into that, of upping the pay of the nurses and whatever, CNAs, nurses and doctors and whatever else around here, to keep them here locally. So they're buying, selling, everything around this area.
And that does go into, making the right pick for CEO of the hospital. Very important. Yeah. Another question, since we're on the hospital topic, I don't know if you're aware, but it seems like we're having just a little bit of an issue with Pendleton County Ambulance, and Grant County Ambulance seems to having to be helping respond to Pendleton County a lot, which is causing an undue burden on Grant County. But on the flip side, you never want to see anyone denied ambulance service. What's a way that we can solve that, being that Pendleton County is a separate county, but some of their hospital needs are done here?
Yeah.
How can we solve that so that it's a good working relationship, but hey?
Well, I mean, we got to ask the question, is this an issue with the people? Do we need more EMTs? Do we need more paramedics in Grant County? So therefore, we're back into like the nurses, the CNAs, and the doctors and everything. I'm not perfect. I mess up. But yeah, that's the question we got to go back in and ask: is, are the people getting paid enough? Or do we need to add more paid EMTs, more paid paramedics? Do we need to add more to the county to make this not a problem anymore? I mean, if you pay people enough money, you will get people. You get what you pay for.
And sometimes people will take a hometown discount because they like the area. So you can still bump up their pay, but they're like, hey, I'm not going to make you up it by $10 an hour. You know, if we go $3 an hour, I get to stay here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, okay. Final question. This was asked by our viewers out there. And so each time it can be different questions. So this is the one that was asked to you. What is your plan to increase decent paying jobs in Grant County?
Well, and that's a good question, because that comes back around to the same thing with people budgeting and making room for more money for people. A business is a business, and of course, we're all seeing a little bit of hard times here because of inflation and stuff like that going up. I mean, fuel prices, diesel fuel is $3.79 a gallon now. So my diesel truck's parked. I drive my gas truck because it's $3.30 a gallon. So you just got to make
Two evils there.
Exactly right. You just got to make the better judgment of what you're going to do. And the thing is, people's going to have to cut here and there to raise the pay rate for people to get people to stick around, to make it, to make it more fair to people. I mean, I know there's a lot of overhead and stuff. You have insurance, you have workers' comp, you have taxes you got to pay. When you own a business, you have a lot of things out there. Like I said, there's a lot of overhead. But I mean, you got to think, you got to treat your people, you got to pay your people to the point of where they want to stay. When they get up in the morning and they go to work, they need to be happy knowing that they're going to a job that they're getting paid well for, that they work hard for all day long.
Okay. Final thoughts. It's the mic is yours. This is your chance. All the citizens of Grant County are going to be watching this before the election. And I like repeating this on every video just so everyone knows. All the questions were the same except for the personal question that someone sent in. But all the questions are the same. You didn't know about them in advance. That'll be that way with every candidate, so it's fair because we're not pushing a candidate. We just want to get the word out. So here's your chance, captive audience. Why should people vote for you?
That's a good question. And if I was voting for somebody, I would want people to think that they're voting for a good, honest, trustworthy person that's going to throw themselves out there, and they're going to let people know their voice and what they're saying, because one person's voice don't get heard, but many people's voices get heard. So if all people come together and give a voice, then the person that their candidate's going to be, that's going to represent them, is going to voice their opinions. So I would like people to think that I'm that voice, that I would represent them and go up to bat for them and tell people what they want. That way we could make it better, more efficient, and just go around all Grant County all together and just be great.
Okay. It's a great county to live in.
It is.
It really is.
It is.
It is.
I mean, you don't go. I've been all over the country, and you just don't go to very many places, where you can pull up and the people are so great and so nice and stuff, and it just makes you feel like you're home. I mean, I've been to a lot. Like I said, I pipelined. I've worked Boilermakers. I worked at Winchester for 10 years over at HP Hood. I've been out there and I've done a lot over the years. 45 years old almost, and I just been out there and done it and seen it, and just there's no place like Grant County. There's no place like home. That's for sure.
Okay, so just about as painful as pulling teeth, the interview, right?
Not so bad. It was great.
Wes, thank you very much for your time. Good luck on everything. Make sure you go to Facebook, and it's under Explore Grant County. That's where the video was. We now have a YouTube channel. Explore Grant County is the name of the YouTube channel, and I will be posting when all these videos will be, and I'm looking sometime in the middle of March. We'll get them out. Gives plenty of time to watch them all for the election, and good luck with everything.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Like, follow, subscribe. See you later.
Hello, I'm Skip Yolberg, Chief Executive Officer of Grant Memorial Hospital.
We are excited to serve you with our newly renovated private inpatient rooms, comprehensive rehabilitation services, state-of-the-art imaging suite including 3D mammography, the only mother-infant care center in the Potomac Highland region, specialized clinics such as orthopedics and general surgery, and now our new infusion and cancer center in partnership with WVU Cancer Institute. To all our friends, thank you for choosing Grant Memorial Hospital.